So that's not entirely on them. What they should have done was where that grass was on the inside of that curve. You know, was like a little island. They should have fucking ran there and said, sorry, we'll stay here until you got everybody in your group is through. You know, so then I seen Mel, you know, like I said, I seen Mel stopped trying to figure out why. And I look up and, you know, that group was there, like I said. And so I jumped into that little fucking island deal thing on the inside of that berm. Like I said, it was a fucking switchback. So I hit it and I said, I'm gonna die, 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 I'm gonna die. I think I had the camera on. I forget what video that was. You know, I kept saying, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. And the crowd's watching me, and I was like, what the hell? I said, dude, it's either hit you or take this route and miss you. You know, because I stopped, because that big, you know, I told Mel it was either I was gonna hit you or stop, you know, stop and try to not hit you, or go around you and avoid you, you know, and me be fine, you be fine, I won't hurt and slide down the hill and you won't get sent the other way. You know. You know, so that dude looked at me weird, like I was talking to him. You know, so I went up by Jimmer and Mel followed. She's like, you know, and that's where she's like, what's going on? You know, what the hell? You know, why didn't you stop behind me? And I told her, dude, it's either hit you and possibly get knocked down and hit the crowd, you know, group of people in front of you in that berm where they shouldn't have been, and shove you on, you know, over the edge with them. And I'd be going down the hill. Or I went around you guys and avoided any injury. You know, and I went option 2. You know, went around you guys to avoid any injury. Uh-oh. It's chunks of tie, okay. How's my battery doing? Doing good yet. Light out, it's doing pretty good in light yet. It's only 10 after 7, so I don't really need to go shower tonight because you know, she's like, okay. You know, and I told her that's why I went through that little island in the middle of that switchback, is because I was trying to get out of hitting you and hurting you in any way. You know, and I was looking worst case scenario. You know, I tell her I'm looking worst case scenario. You know, I would have hit you. Me and you both for sure would have got hurt. And then, you know, our bikes would have went flying towards that group of people that were in the wrong spot. And they would have probably most likely got hurt. I would have been at fault because of the other stupid mistake You know, and I think if I remember right, I kind of, you know, I think I yelled back. I said, I'm sorry guys, but you guys are in the wrong spot, you know, to be out of the way of anybody. You know, and I was saying that to not be an asshole. You know, I was just saying that for in the future to help, you know, protect them, you know, from getting hurt. You know, that's why when I yell out to people, I'm, you know, shit, keep forgetting that fucking hole's there. Those idiots in an electric scooter. You know, so that's why when you guys hear me yell out, you guys are in the way or wrong step, you know, bad spot to stop. You know, it's because I'm looking out for people's safety. You know, I don't do it to be an asshole. I do it to try to be courteous, you know, have courtesy, like, hey, you know, there's at least somebody trying to watch out for you. Tried doing that turn while kind of sitting but standing at the same time. I'm not used to doing real sharp turns on this yet. I don't think I ever was on a green one either, but you know, so yeah, that's why I get on people about that, you know, and I get it. I sound like an a-hole or a jerk. You know, I get it, but you guys got to look at it from the good, you know, the bright side. I'm trying to say, you know, help prevent people from getting hurt and anything bad happen, you know, anything serious happening. You know, because I don't mean to be an asshole towards anybody, and I don't. It's just, ooh, I should. It's just I'm not gonna, you know, not be a bad guy and let somebody get hurt for something, you know, them being dumb for some stupid mistake that they did, you know, that was, you know, for something that was their fault, you know. So that's why I say, you know, tell people, hey, you guys are in a bad spot to stop. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but you know, I told him, you know, that's the thing. I don't try to sound like a jerk or an ass in any way. So no, by any means it's not necessary. I'm gonna try to prevent people from, you know, being injured in any way is the thing. You know, unless otherwise provoked, I'm not going to try to. Thought I seen an old car, but it was in front of that Silverado. You know, so I try to keep peace with everybody, and I try anyway. You know, if they're gonna be cocky in some way, I'm gonna be like, all right, then you guys are on your own. You guys can go fuck yourselves. You get hurt, don't say I warned you. You know, so that park ranger or whoever the hell that was is backing up in the back loop, like, you know, he's trying to get somewhere, but, or do something, but I don't know why he was backing up. He comes after me like, I'm sorry dude, but I'm speaking my mind to, granted, the world, but, you know, only 37, 38 subscribers, whatever it is. I apologize, I forget. You know, like 40 some, if that, I think it actually is. You know, if you guys remember, I went on that rant, I think, at the end of first season of Hood Tours, and I think for the first part, you know, maybe the first half of second season, if that, that I hold that thought, I'm gonna grab the case.